Hey, hi. What's up? It's Emma. I had a lot of I didn't have a lot of thoughts today, and then I did. So, we're in the same spot we were, but with a different topic. I've touched on this a couple times in a couple different videos, and I know especially in the last video with authenticity and stop following the trends and stop comparing yourself. And I still get caught up in comparison. But the biggest realization I had as of late was I can wish that I can see people who are younger than me. I'm 26. I can see people who are 19, 20, 21, whatever, doing the things that I wish I was doing now inside of their life, running their own business, training people, and being maybe more advanced in their knowledge than I am, owning their own facilities, having full-time income from training, all of those things. And I've felt resentful about that. I've been upset with myself for not being there. But the biggest thing I had to come to terms with and realize was I was not anywhere near the kind of mindset that I would have needed to be in at that point in my life. At 19, 20, 21, 22, I was still partying away in college. I, was studying to get my degree. I thought I wanted to be an athletic trainer all the way up until probably beginning of my senior year. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, but we've committed too much time and too much money to change it now. Now, I knew I still wanted to be within the sports and fitness and health realm. I just wasn't passionate about being a trainer. But at the same time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my knowledge. I loved working out for the wrong reasons. I was in the gym constantly because I was so scared of things like the freshman 15 and the sophomore 20 and all of those cliches. And I was struggling with the fact that I was not an athlete anymore. I wasn't playing sports. And so I threw myself in the gym because I didn't want to get fat. I didn't want to hate how I looked in the mirror any more than I already did. And the craziest thing about that is there's so many times that I have looked back at pictures of myself at that age when I thought that I looked big. I thought I looked fat. And I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, I was tiny. I mean, I've always been relatively tiny. I was just so active. I could eat whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. I was never petite by any means. Not close. I was always thicker. I was always a little bit more big boned and all those things just because I was very active. I had a lot of muscle. And genetically, I've got bigger arms, man. Like my whole mom side of the family, we've just got some meaty arms. And that's what it is. I don't have a very petite upper body. It's not in me. Take number 42. Just kidding. It's like number 4. But it feels like number 42 because I just feel like I'm talking like a robot. We're going to do it anyway. To finish talking about, since my phone died and I never finished the last one, having unrealistic expectations for yourself and how much that just hinders you and limits you from getting where you really want to be. And aside from getting into the gym for all the wrong reasons, I'm grateful that I did get into the gym in the level that I did. I mean, I went in deep and I just threw myself at it. Now, that doesn't mean I had any idea what I was doing. I definitely just went in there to absolutely murder my body every time, and I usually succeeded, but there was no structure or organization or programming or understanding of the sorts. I just knew I wanted to go in, I wanted to sweat, I wanted to make myself sore, and I wanted to try to lift some heavy weight. I did those things. But over time, I learned the importance of programming and having structure and organization. But that's a topic for a different time. I just wanted to finish off that statement of I may have gone into it for all the wrong reasons. I didn't like my body, I didn't like myself, but I'm grateful for the path that it led me down because it helped me find my passion. And at the time, like I said, people would mention it and I was like, I don't know if that's for me. I have no idea. And I really didn't at the time. So I can't get upset when I see people who are 19, 20, 22 or whatever, and they're these amazing trainers already, and they have gyms and a clientele base, and they already have like 4 years in the field because they knew what they wanted at 18 and they just went for it. I had no idea what I wanted, and I didn't figure it out until probably a little over 2.5 years ago. And then it took me time to finish the work on myself to get where I needed to be mentally to even attempt to begin that journey. And once I was there, I was all for it. I mean, I spent a good year trying to find my first real gym to get into. And then once I did, I phased my way out of bartending and I genuinely fell in love with it. I was happy and excited to go to work every day and work with these people. I may not have always loved the company I was at, but I'm just not a corporate girly. I like my freedom, and I don't like people telling me what to do. That's another reason why I was so happy to find something that I could become an entrepreneur in, because I like being my own boss. I want to just do what I want to do, have my own schedule, live by the rules I want to live by, and not have to clock in and listen to someone else tell me what to do every day. Now, it's going to take me some time to get there. All of that is to say that everything that happened to me up until this point is what needed to happen. I needed to get into the gym and start doing those things and then go into a major that I had interest in, but meet the people I did and heal the parts of me that didn't like myself, and having the rough relationship with my parents and healing that and going through all those things, it made me who I am today. And I am so much more sure of myself and happy with myself. And I can say I like myself. I can say I love myself. And that doesn't mean I don't have hard days. I still have really fucking hard days sometimes. But inside of all that, I have just found such a driving force and a purpose. And to come back in a roundabout way, that still gets stalled by me having these unrealistic expectations of I should be already this far in. I'm 26 and there's 22-year-olds doing exactly what I tell myself I'm going to do. Why the fuck am I not where they are at 26 between the knowledge and the experience and the expertise? Oh, that's right, because I didn't get my shit together and start taking it seriously until about 2022. And even then, I only had roughly 2.5 years under my belt. Some of these people already have 4 and they're this successful, and they've done nothing but throw themselves at this. All of that's to say, I cannot expect myself to be who I want to be as a trainer and as successful as I want to be without having all those experiences yet. I have just kind of dipped my toe in the water, and I have a great background. I'm very confident in myself and my skills, but I also know that there's so much to learn, and my imposter syndrome is going to take some time before it ever fully goes away. And that's okay. I know that it's all going to happen for me as it's meant to, and just because I'm not successful in it now doesn't mean that I won't be. I know I will be, because I can see it clear as day. I can see the facility I'm going to own. I can see the clientele. I can see the training. I can see myself just being this amazing trainer and helping people become really successful, whether it's as an athlete or as an everyday person, taking care of themselves and their lives. And I can see myself having this amazing impact, especially if I take something like this YouTube channel really seriously and I can reach more people. I can spread my message more than just in the gym training. I can also spread it from my own life experiences, and that's something else that I know I always wanted to do. I love talking about things. I like telling my perspective. I've always felt like an old soul. I've always felt like I've had a lot to say. And as long as I take this seriously and take actions and stop sitting here and questioning if people are going to want to listen to me or if I have anything real to say in the video or all these things, and I just do it, I'm going to be so much more successful than if I let the indecisiveness win. All that's to say that I just know in my bones I'm going to be successful in every aspect of my life that I want to be, because I'm driven by the want to show myself that I can. I don't want to let myself down. And inside of that, I always try to make sure that I look back and I validate everything that I've done and that's happened to get to where I am now. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of those things. Because if I don't, the unrealistic expectations of where I feel like I should be, that word, might consume me. And I'm here to tell you to stop letting them consume you. You will get there if you stop letting the unrealistic expectations win that you should be there now. You're the only one stopping yourself. One of my favorite examples is I had a client who his wife used to read like the smutty generic romance books that everyone, the super steamy cover or whatever it was, with like the guy with the long hair and the girl, all that stuff. Anyway, I can write this. This man decided to start writing these books, has a few of them published, and quit his job and decided that at, I think, his late 50s, he's going to go back to school, take a creative writing program, and he wants to start writing books. I was like, it's like, man, it feels kind of backwards in a way, but it also feels really good. I've checked in with him. He's so happy. He's so excited. And that to me is just the perfect example of it's never too late as long as you stop believing that it's too late. I know I'm kind of going on tangents. And to me, the principle of this video is just stop being frozen in this moment because of all of the stuff that you feel like you have to do and should be doing and where you should be, and then figure out where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and what actions you need to start taking today to make that happen, and break it down bit by bit into the simplest actions. You want to have a successful YouTube channel? Figure out what you want to post, take the time to make the videos, post consistently, and perfect it over time. You have to take a step in the right direction. You have to create the action to create the momentum to get where you want to go. If you keep sitting in the expectations that you should already be there, you're just going to be frozen in time. Expecting perfection is only going to keep you replaying the same thing over and over again. Look for progress, step by step, and figure out what actions you need to take to get where you want to go. I think something I came to terms with a long time, and it's as cliche as it comes, but knowing that I am where I need to be, because I look back and I see all the places and all the things I've done, and like I said, I've questioned the steps that I've taken, but if I look at everything leading up to now, it's all happened the way that it needed to happen so I could be where I need to be from a mental standpoint, emotional, physical, whatever. I might not physically be in a place that I want to be in terms of a location, but I'm here because I wanted to be with the person that I'm with, and I wanted to make it work. And we both know that this is just a time of our life that we're not physically where we want to be, and that's okay, because now it allows us the freedom to take the time to figure out where we do want to be. And so inside of all that, I might not be where I want to be, but I'm where I need to be so I can figure out where I want to be. Let me know if that makes sense. I know that it's where I need to be because I asked for, like I've said in different videos, I've asked for slowness and stillness and time to find balance in productivity while also being restful and doing all these things. And this is the time that I have to do it. That allows me the freedom to educate myself how I want to, take the free time to be the free time that I want it to be, and allow myself some slowness and some grace. Just make sure that you always see how far you've come along every step of the way, to remind yourself where you were versus where you are. And again, it's not exactly where you want to be, but it's on the way there. And when you look back and see how far you've come just to get to this point, it's amazing how that thought just immediately shifts everything. And you're so much more grateful in that moment. I know I went on a lot of tangents, and there's a part of me that feels like this video is jumbled and might not make any sense, but it was important for me to get this one out because I told myself I would. And sometimes I feel as if, I was stuck on, I feel like this should relate to unrealistic expectations because that's what I decided to name the video. And in a way it is. Maybe, again, my unrealistic expectation for this video is that unrealistic expectations has to mean a specific thing to me, and I don't feel like the video fully encompasses that, versus I know that the principle that I tried to get across, or was aiming to get across in this video, was just stop being frustrated for not being where you want to be and be appreciative of where you are. Look back and see how far you've come, and always remember that you can change it all at any point in time. There's going to be different outside circumstances that make it harder at times than others, or easier at times than others. But at the end of the day, you can make the change. And stop letting yourself go through decision fatigue and being indecisive keep you from getting where you want to be. I did it for long enough, and I'm not going to allow that to keep me frozen in time anymore. I'm going to take the actions to continue to get where I want to be. And I hope you enjoy the journey along the way. I really hope this makes some kind of sense. Till next time, till next week, I'll catch you on the flip side.